Alright supercar fans, let me set the scene. I love a good deal, who doesn't? So when I heard about the 2025 Dacia Duster, the so-called budget-friendly SUV with off-road ambitions, I thought, this might just be the steal of the year. Dacia, for those who don't know, is like Renault's thrifty cousin, the kind that shows up to a luxury party in a discount suit but somehow steals the spotlight. The brochure made some bold claims: robust, capable, affordable. Sounded promising, right? I pictured myself, wind in my hair, what's left of it anyway, conquering rugged trails, splashing through rivers, living the adventure. But oh, how reality loves to humble us. Was the Duster my ticket to freedom? Or a decision I'd soon regret? Stick around, because we're diving deep into what this SUV really delivers. And before we get into it, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Supercar, and let's find out if the 2025 Dacia Duster is a dream or a disaster. Right, let's talk engines. The heart of any vehicle, the engine, is where the magic happens, or at least where it's supposed to. The base model boasts a 1-liter petrol engine. Yes, you heard that right, 1 liter. It's a tiny powerhouse, or at least, that's what Dacia wants you to believe. This engine is about as powerful as a hairdryer, but at least it's got a bit more pep than those milk floats they use at the supermarket. It's designed for city driving, where speed isn't the main concern. If you're feeling a tad more adventurous, there's the 1.2-liter mild hybrid. This engine offers a bit more power and efficiency, making it a better option for those who occasionally venture out of the city. Now, I'm all for saving the planet and whatnot, but this hybrid system feels about as effective as a chocolate fire guard. It's there, it makes some noises, but does it actually do anything? The jury's still out. Finally, we have the 1.6-liter full hybrid. This one's got a bit more oomph, I'll grant you that. It's not gonna set your hair on fire, what's left of it anyway. But it'll get you from A to B without causing too much of a fuss. The performance figures are hardly worth mentioning. Let's just say this isn't a car for winning traffic light Grand Prix. But then again, it's not meant to be, is it, or is it? The Dacia Duster is more about practicality and affordability. It's a car for the everyday person who needs to get things done without breaking the bank. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done. So, whether you choose the 1-liter, the mild hybrid, or the full hybrid, you're getting a vehicle that's built to be reliable and economical. It may not be a symphony of power, but it's a reliable tune that many will appreciate. In the end, the Dacia Duster is a car that knows its audience. It's not trying to be something it's not. It's a practical, no-nonsense vehicle that offers decent performance for its price range. So if you're in the market for a budget-friendly car that won't let you down, the Dacia Duster might just be the symphony of sorts you're looking for. It's not about the destination, but the journey. And the Dacia Duster ensures that journey is as smooth and economical as possible. So what do you think? Is the Dacia Duster the right car for you? Only you can decide. Dacia, in their infinite wisdom, have graced the Duster with a variety of trim levels. You've got your essential, your expression, your extreme, and my personal favorite, because the name amuses me, the Journey. Each one adds a few more bells and whistles. But whether any of them are actually worth the extra quid is debatable. The Essential, as the name suggests, is about as basic as it gets. It's got 4 wheels, an engine, of sorts, and a steering wheel. Luxury. Move up to the Expression and you get the privilege of air conditioning. Fancy that. The Extreme throws in some sporty-looking bits and bobs, presumably to fool onlookers into thinking you've just driven straight out of a rally stage. And then there's the Journey. This one's for the discerning adventurer, the type who enjoys a spot of birdwatching or perhaps a leisurely afternoon of fishing. It comes with a roof rack, you see, for all your adventurous needs. Section 4 Duster in the wild adventures in mediocrity. So how does the Duster actually fare in the real world? Well, it's a car, it gets you from point A to point B, but don't expect any thrills along the way. It's functional but not exactly inspiring. It drives, sort of. The experience is more utilitarian than enjoyable. The steering is about as responsive as a sleepy teenager, sluggish and unenthusiastic. You turn the wheel and the car eventually follows, but it feels like it's doing you a favor. And the suspension feels like it was designed by a committee of accountants who've never actually been in a car before. Every bump and pothole is a jarring reminder that comfort was not a priority. But it does the job, I suppose. It gets you where you need to go, even if the journey isn't particularly pleasant. I took the Duster on a little off-road excursion, just to see if it lived up to its rugged image. After all, it's marketed as an SUV, so it should handle a bit of rough terrain, right? Just to see if it lived up to its rugged image. And to my surprise, it didn't completely disgrace itself. It handled muddy tracks and gravel paths with relative ease. And to my surprise, it didn't completely disgrace itself. It handled muddy tracks and gravel paths with relative ease. It even managed to climb a rather steep hill without too much complaint. But don't let that fool you into thinking this is some kind of off-road beast. It's not. It's a budget SUV that's been designed to handle the occasional dirt track, not the Rubicon Trail. It's more of a city dweller with a weekend warrior facade. But don't let that fool you into thinking this is some kind of off-road beast. It's not. It's a budget SUV that's been designed to handle the occasional dirt track, not the Rubicon Trail. It's a budget SUV that's been designed to handle the occasional dirt track, not the Rubicon Trail. And as for fording streams, well, let's just say I wouldn't attempt anything deeper than a puddle. The Duster is more about the idea of adventure than the reality of it. It's a car that promises adventure but delivers mediocrity, and sometimes that's just enough. Section 5, the price is right, isn't it? Here's the thing about the Duster, it's cheap, like really cheap. You could probably buy 2 of these for the price of a moderately spec'd German SUV, and that's where the Duster's appeal lies. It's a car for people who want the practicality of an SUV without the hefty price tag. It's a car for people who value function over form. It's a car for people who don't really care about cars all that much. And you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Not everyone needs a high-performance, leather-clad status symbol. Some people just need a car to get from A to B, and the Duster does that perfectly adequately. It's spacious enough for a family of 4, the boot's big enough for a week's worth of groceries, and it's relatively fuel-efficient, depending on which engine you choose. What more could you ask for? Section 6, the sound of silence. Spoiler, there isn't any. Well, for starters, you could ask for a bit of peace and quiet. Because the Duster's cabin is about as well insulated as a tent. Wind noise, road noise, engine noise, you name it, the Duster's got it. At motorway speeds, it's like being trapped inside a tumble dryer. And don't even get me started on the ride quality. It's bumpy, it's bouncy, and it's about as comfortable as a medieval torture rack. And then there's the performance, or lack thereof. The Duster is slow, painfully slow. Overtaking requires careful planning, a long, straight road, and a good tailwind. And don't even think about trying to merge onto a busy motorway. You'll be there all day. But hey, at least it's got a steering wheel, right? Section 7. Dreams of Dakar, Realities of Tesco. So, there you have it, the Dacia Duster, a car that, on paper, seems to promise the world. With its rugged looks and off-road capabilities, it whispers tales of adventure and exploration. But in reality, it's a car that promised so much, yet delivered so little. The allure of the open road quickly fades when faced with its lackluster performance. It's cheap, it's cheerful, and it's about as exciting as a wet weekend in Hull. The Duster is practical, yes, but it lacks the spark that makes driving a joy. My dreams of conquering the wilderness in my trusty Romanian steed were quickly dashed. The rugged terrain I envisioned was replaced by the mundane reality of suburban streets. The reality, I'm afraid, is somewhat more mundane. The Duster is more at home in a quiet neighborhood than on a daring expedition. The Duster is a car for popping to the shops, grabbing the weekly groceries without a fuss, ferrying the kids to school, ensuring they get there safely and on time, and perhaps the occasional trip to the garden center where it can handle a few bags of compost and some potted plants. It's not a car for adventurers, those who seek the thrill of the unknown and the excitement of the journey. It's not a car for enthusiasts who revel in the nuances of driving and the connection between man and machine. And it's certainly not a car for anyone who enjoys the thrill of driving, the rush of acceleration and the joy of the open road. It's a car for pragmatists, those who value function over form and practicality over passion. It's a car for realists, who understand that sometimes you need to make compromises in life. It's a car for people who know that sometimes you just have to compromise. You can't always have the best of everything. And if you can live with its shortcomings, the Duster might just be the car for you. It's reliable, it's affordable, and it gets the job done. But me? I think I'll stick to something with a bit more character. Something that makes my heart race and my spirit soar.